Hello, citizens, and welcome to CyberNations Quarterly, bringing you the news once a week, every day. Our dedicated team of journalists give you everything you need to know about war, peace, alliances, reparations, espionage, celebrities, and low-fat cooking. We tour the world, see the battle zones, know what to wear, and have dinner with your world leaders. And now, here's the news. For some reason, when summer fades and the green leaves leave us for autumn's gold, another form of golden haze fills the skylands of the cyberverse. Fall's mushrooms are sprouting once again over our major population centers. Indeed, something about fall makes leaders take attention away from making a prosperous nation, and it just fills their hearts with darkness that causes them to launch attacks of their fellow man. We start our report with the first nukings of the season. Tisper 2 of Hishopi-Laden, Nation of Idiots 1934362, fired a nuclear warhead at Federation frontman Frank Carboni of Liberal Canada. 3 Odian nations quickly attacked Tisper for his rogue activities. However, Medic of Gato decided to come to the aid of Tisper and declared war on the Orange Defense Network, as well as more than 40 nations. In the scuffle, Pingu was nuked and Frank Carboni was hit a second time by the Foundation, Nation of Idiots number 1934363. He is currently being sent to ZI by members of the Maroon team. Another nation working for Tisper, Salvador Hardin, launched 5 warheads at Federation targets before being deleted. However, the Orange team has sent out its fair share of nukes as well. Charms of the GPA was nuked by Spotty Cat of Sumtree, an Odian nation, Nation of Idiots number 1934364, who declared on everybody within his range. Despite the asshattery behavior, Sumtree still maintains 5 active trades while he hovers in ZI. Finishing off the back-to-school bombings was Heresy, who sent 6 nuclear weapons against NPO nations, causing 1,000 points of infrastructure damage. Heresy admitted to being part of the rogue alliance, Diabetes, formed by Good King Chinaman after the end of the Great War to continue attacks on Odian, Pacific Order, and Polar Order nations. Although the jihad against the Odian has been halted in order to focus on Pacific Order and Polar Order targets. Good King Chinaman stated that Heresy botched his mission, and even greater devastation will rain down on the NPO in his September attacks. In response, Legion has created an anti-rogue patrol, the Legion Peacekeeping Corps. According to a Legion statement, the Legion Peacekeeping Volunteers will be patrolling the active wars throughout the world searching for apparent rogue activities. Upon the identification of a rogue nation attacking and verification of the validity of the target by the Legion Admiralty, any Legion Peacekeeper in range will be weapons-free and authorized to engage at will. Legion Prime Minister Reformentia went on to state that the Legion will not be the global police force of cybernations, but will simply try to ensure that rogues join their local ZI club branch. Obviously, the question as to what constitutes a rogue is on everyone's mind. While Warpstorm Alliance were called rogues during the conflict with the Legion, Deputy Prime Minister Corliss indicated that it was a mischaracterization, and the Legion has a more refined definition of what constitutes an alliance. To be considered an alliance and immune from peacekeeping patrols, a group must have a charter, exist for at least 1 week, have a clear command structure, and have at least 3 members. Having the alliance affiliation fields blank does not affect an alliance's standing, and terrorist organization Diabetes has been granted immunity from Legion peacekeeping patrols. If rogues weren't enough to deal with, there have been international scuffles involving the Grand Global Alliance against the Neutral Destruction Network, the Green Protection Agency, and Star Fox of the Coalition of Dark States. In our first scuffle, Prodigal Chieftain, Emperor of the Grand Global Alliance, sojourned from his thrones and left it in the hands of his trusty bureaucrats. However, disaster struck his nation fell. A member of the Neutral Destruction Network, however, picked up the pieces and refounded the nation. Immediately, several alliances condemned NBN and Spasm for their actions. The NAAC promised $50,000 if the NBN defeated the offensive nation, while GGA promised war. While some viewed this as an IC response to an OOC action, Spasm relented, apologized, and deleted the nation. The other spat involving the GGA Emperor was Prodigal Chieftain, calling for an attack on the Green Protection Agency to consolidate the green trading sphere for the GGA. While Star Fox for the CDS stated that the Legion broke an MDP and a NAP with the NPO over less serious statements, GPA and the world at large wrote it off as PC shooting off at the mouth and settled for an apology from the GGA. Yeehaw! Howdy partners and welcome to another edition of the Alliance Roundup. Today, we start with the Goons, who are a new alliance to the Cyberverse, but an old standard in the internet. they have grown quite quickly because they have a large base back at the Something Awful forums, similar to Lou. At present, they claim membership in the hundreds, last count was near 5, and they have complete control over the Black Senate, taking it from the CDS. Only time will tell if this alliance will become the big dog on the block, or if their growth will level out. Although mostly they are small nations, and they were denied a mask in the last audit, in 2 months when the next audit comes around, they are definitely picking up a mask. Next up, the Coalition of Dark States. In mid-July, internal strife was gripping the Grand Global Alliance and saw many members leaving, including Filipino Boyle, 22, and Rambo. The duo went on to form the Coalition of Green States, or CGS for short. By the end of the first week, they had 70 members on the books. With the adding of a new color trading sphere after the Great War, the CGS left the crowded green sphere for the new black area and now officially changed their name to the Coalition of Dark States, or CDS. The alliance has 210 members and has just received a mask. It is a bright future for this dark alliance. And now we look back at NAAC. At the end of the Second Polar War, the NAAC lost their mask, and it was given to Lou. With the unmasking of Lou from events leading up to the Great War, the mask was sitting empty until recently, when it was given back to the NAAC. This was a celebration for the NAAC and many in the international community who worked hard for NAAC to get their mask back. With its new flag, mask, and leadership, NAAC is poised for growth. Thank you for listening to the Alliance Roundup. Yeehaw! Next up, we look at the changes in the Cyberverse, as admin, peace be upon him, has made several changes. Against rogues, he has determined that a nation may be involved in only 6 active wars at a time, and he has set the cruise limit missile at 50. Against alliances, he allows attacks to be done at 50% and 200% of national strength, and he has limited aid to $1 million, 1,000 tech, and 1,000 soldiers. National strength has also been capped at 30,000. The admin gives, and the admin takes away. This is the word of the admin. And finally, news you can use. You can make low-fat corn chips by baking instead of deep frying. Simply place corn tortillas in a 400-degree oven for 6 to 8 minutes. Let them cool for 5 minutes, and you'll have the freshest, tastiest corn chips ever. That's all the news we have for you today. Thank you for watching Cyber Nations Quarterly, bringing you the news once a week, every day.